Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to a new episode of Victoria 2 with Prussia. So a couple of notes that I wanted to make before we proceeded. First off, those of you who have played Victoria 2 may be noticing the sound effects are missing. I'm intentionally muting the sound effects because if you've ever played the game before, the sound that plays when a factory is built and when railroads are built are very loud and happen very frequently, particularly later in the game. And so I decided it was a better decision to just not have those sounds at all. So that's what we decided to do. The second thing I wanted to point out is, because this is a tutorial series, you may choose to play the game differently than I do. It is entirely possible to form Germany by 1850 if you're very aggressive and fight a lot of wars. In particular, you need to beat Denmark as quickly as humanly possible. But for us, we're going to try the peaceful route. We're going to have to fight Austria at some point, depending on how we want Germany to look when we're done. But we'll talk more about that once we form the North German Confederation. So I think now is the time to resume the show. We're making a decent little profit. We lost a general. I don't really care. You can make this an icon, maybe. Ooh, France just added Sardinia Piedmont. That makes a lot of sense. The Chamber of Commerce is protesting once again. So we can either make all the Prussians in Saxony liberal, or we can make every capitalist in the nation more liberal. And I think that makes sense. I'd rather do that. Just because capitalists are only going to be a very tiny portion of our nation. We've built enough capital. I think it's time to build a new factory. So right away you notice 2 factories have gone bankrupt. Part of the problem is we just don't have enough of a workforce. Good, we're building steel here. So the first thing we're going to do, because we don't want people to be out of work, is we're going to reopen all the factories. And then we're going to subsidize them all. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to try to find a place with a big population that doesn't have a factory yet. Probably Brandenburg. But I think Brandenburg's already got like 4 factories, doesn't it? Posen, how many factories do you have? You have 1 that's being built. There's Brandenburg, there's Schlesien, there's Rhineland. Magdeburg and Westphalen. Where is Magdeburg? It's right here. Cows, grain. This would not be the worst place to build a liquor factory. Not a liquor factory. What are they called? Liquor or distillery? Why can't I build it? I need 11,000 pounds? Oh, because we're not making our own cement and our own steel yet. And until we can make those, that's going to be a mite tricky. I think we just build up money. One thing we will do is we'll immediately go ahead and repay the loans. That we won't have to pay any interest. So as you can see here, the people are mostly doing okay. Most people are either getting life or everyday needs, which isn't going to make them happy, but it's not going to make them super unhappy either. We will want to start cutting taxes, but the higher priority is eventually to get rid of tariffs, because that's what's making these artisans, that's what's bankrupting them. But for now, we'll just kind of wait. A secret society? We can increase. I'd much rather have local consciousness for a couple of years than a flat addition to that like that. Alright, how is our sphering coming? Alright, smacking down Austria and Bremen wouldn't be the worst decision. So if we do expel, it kicks all of their advisors out, but it costs us 50 influence. Discredit merely makes it harder. And I think that's what we're going to do. It only costs us 25 influence. No, I think we have to kick them out. Oh, this is an even better decision. please like Austria less. So now they're opposed, which not only means that they'll actually gain influence more slowly, it also means they have more steps to climb. Denmark is very nearly in our sphere, and that'll be another huge boost. Because I should bring... We're still waiting, by the way, for the UK event to fire that hands us Holstein. A liberal insurrection. I think we'll just negotiate with the leaders. Gaining consciousness isn't bad. It could lead to more militancy later on. And that was very, very short. A Jacobin uprising. We're doing more militancy. A Chartist society. Oh god, all these things are happening. Yes, local consciousness. Please. Okay, Queen Victoria has just been crowned. The Watch on Berlin. We can either make... I'd rather have liberal agitation in the North Rhine. Now the Victoria is crowned. We'll do it again. Oh shit, I picked the wrong one. I just made everyone more liberal. So, if you send an expedition, you could discover a pretty cool planet later on. But more importantly, it'll give us prestige. And we could use some prestige right now. Agitation suppressed. Excellent. What is the newspaper app? There's Queen Victoria. So what this should mean is it actually should mean that they will leave Hanover. Where is Hanover? You'll notice it's no longer in their sphere. This is our chance to act. Because we desperately need Hanover. We do need Hanover. As one of the things that we're grabbing. Yeah, again, I want consciousness. Militancy is getting a little high right now. You'll notice all of a sudden we're quite a bit more liberal. That's mostly a function of this increased militancy. A Mozart festival. We gain plurality, but everyone becomes more conscious. And we lose liberal agitation. Okay, so this is important. This is the first time we're getting liberals, or we're getting rebels in our country. And right now they're Polish nationals. So let's talk about what this means. This is how many people are going to join. So this means if it rose up tomorrow, they would have 2 brigades, which means we'd crush it almost instantly. And no one's ready to join yet. This is how quickly they'll become more powerful. You can suppress certain things early on. At this point, it's merely an annoyance. It's merely an annoyance, and I'm not going to worry myself about it. Suffrage movement is going to be much more powerful, and eventually they will push themselves to such a degree that I'll have to grant them the right to vote. And we'll talk about what that means when and if that happens. Another fiery sermon. We're getting a lot of fiery sermons, which is good. Ooh. Okay, Holstein. Please become friendly. Hint at policy change. Okay. Alright, so we learned about a war justification. Russia is trying to declare war on Kokand. The demand concession casus belli can only be used on non-civilized powers. I honestly don't care. If Russia wants to fight Kokand, let them. Good. An improvement in stock efficiency is always lovely. Now, functionalism is a good play. But industry is even better for us. And we desperately need railroads, because railroads are going to change everything. They'll give us something to invest in. It'll be a good time for everyone. And over time, that 5% tax efficiency will actually add up. It should actually start adding up quite quickly. Where's Magdeburg? Where are you, my friend? Magdeburg. You're Münster. Münster. It's very hard for me to get the umlaut in German. Oh, it's over here. Derp. Okay, we want a liquor distillery, and we want it now. They're almost always profitable. Almost always. And you'll see we'll get a lovely boost to productivity there. Okay. So you'll notice our money's going all over. This is because we're buying stuff to build stuff. Okay, Springtime of Nations. This is going to create militancy all over the world. This is an event that affects the entire world. Okay. Right away, we're going to end the tariffs. We've got enough of a profit that we don't need it anymore. Oh yeah, do you see how much militancy spiked? We're going to be in a situation where we're pretty much going to have to pass a reform to keep people happy. France wants to fight Tunis. Yep, we see a censored press, which sounds weird until you realize, hey, wait a minute. Child labor law, improved procedure. Okay. People want reforms. So, every nation has the ability to do both social reforms and political reforms. Social reforms, basically make lives better for your people. They become more happy. You can let them live longer. Healthcare is always a good choice because it improves population growth, right? You can get better schools and things like this. Political parties, on the other hand, are almost always bad. Because the more political reforms you pass, the less control you have. It actually makes the game more fun to me. To you, it might not. Alright. So, in order to get reforms, two things have... Over 50% of the upper house has to want to vote for it. So 31% of our upper house is liberal, and liberals will always vote for reforms. There's some pretty complicated math involved. It's not complicated, but there's certain rules about when people vote for reforms. Reactionaries will never vote for reforms. Conservatives will if the people are angry enough, and liberals will always vote for political reforms. So basically, because we have so much militancy and people are so angry, the conservatives are like, we'd better pass something before they start murdering us. So we have 4 possible choices right now. We could enact voting, which lets the richest people in Germany, the richest people in Prussia vote. Here you can see how the actual vote breaks down. If we vote for this, it'll make the popular movement happy and there won't be any issues. But it will mean that there's a chance we could lose the ruling party we want. We could go for a censored press. Now, the good news is it increases political awareness, which basically will help increase consciousness, which isn't the worst thing. And some people kind of want this. But notice at the very bottom there, radicalism. If there's a big movement in favor of something, and you give them almost anything else, they'll actually get angrier because you're not giving them what they want. 5% of the population wants this. Only 4% wants this. This will actually piss off both movements, and nobody really cares about this. Because it increases immigrant attraction. Now, there's a downside to all this. The way Vicky 2 currently works, people tend not to immigrate unless they immigrate from Europe to the New World, which is what happened in real life for most of the 19th century. Unfortunately, it means that migrant attraction never really pays off as a strategy, unless you're in the New World. It is a downer. At this point, we could pass censored press, but it would really fuel the fire for the suffragist movement. And I'm not sure I want that to happen. But I also happen to know the way the game works, we'll actually lose our absolute monarchy if we have any kind of voting. And that means we will lose control over who gets elected. And I'm not convinced that our economy can handle a laissez-faire, who very well might get elected. This tells you what people care about the most. And in the beginning of the game, it's almost all... people really care about moralism. Unfortunately, all of our... both the conservatives and the nationalists are both like that. So we are role-playing a peaceful Prussia, and a peaceful Prussia would have elections. And the political system in Victoria 2 is absolutely fascinating. It will make the game slightly harder for us. But I think it's worth it. So we're going to go ahead and change things. So there's still no elections, but that'll actually change. So you'll notice a couple things will start to happen. First, militancy will fall. The suffragist movement is now gone. They got what they wanted. They're pretty happy about that. And we'll see here shortly they will vote. You notice this is a 100% rich vote. Only the rich get to vote. Which is pretty good. Because the rich will vote very specific ways. They're much easier to manipulate than if the poor start voting. Okay, Hanover. I would like you to be my friend. Yes? Uh-huh. Portugal wants an alliance. Ottoman Empire's fighting Egypt. Frankfurt likes us. Now, Portugal is an ally. Remember, this is 1839. Portugal is basically just Portugal at this point. I don't see a reason not to have Portugal as a friend right now. We want as many allies as we can get away with. Okay, Denmark. This is the big one. Add to sphere. Two things should happen instantly. First of all, Denmark's in our sphere. They'll be bugging us for an alliance here in a moment. Second, Holstein will no longer belong to Denmark in any way, which means we can grab it. Okay, you'll notice militancy fell, but it's still shooting up. Sweet. Up here it goes. Now we get Prussian Constitution. I'll talk about what that means here. Sweden wants an alliance. We are very popular right now, and that's a little bit worrying to me. So Sweden's a good friend to have. They generally tend to become a great power sooner rather than later. But they also tend to like to go to war with Russia. But I think Russia's already my ally. I kind of don't turn down alliances in the early game. Okay, so we're going to have our very first elections in July. So how do pops vote? One thing to keep in mind is one of the most important things is how open your press is. Right now, our ruling party will by default get a boost. But our ruling party is actually reactionary. So we'll probably lose this government in July. So how do people choose to vote? It's a little different for everyone, but all else being equal, people will vote issues. So for our voters, the most important issue is a censored press. That's not a big deal. Protectionism. Okay, they're more likely to vote for either the National Party or the Conservative Party. State capitalism. This is our ace in the hole. So the way the game works, if there's not a particular reason to vote for a particular party, they go ideology. But in this case, there is something that only one party has, which is state capitalism. This could be what helps us win the election, but there will be election events that will happen, and we can sort of steer things a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. I'd like to expand. I'd like to make some army reforms, but I don't think we're there yet. Some of these guys you'll notice by now are red. It's because the pop is too small, which means any damage we take can't be healed. What do I want to start building in terms of an army? Okay, one of my armies is entirely cavalry, whereas one is entirely... Okay. So step one in the construction of an army is we're going to merge these two. We got railroads. Brilliant. And we'll merge them. Right now we're suffering from attrition. We need to go somewhere... Oh, we don't have a supply limit anywhere, basically. I'm I'm going to split you into 2 equally sized armies, because this is going to be a better choice for us. No, I said 2 equal sized armies. Ottoman Empire just beat Egypt. Or did Egypt just beat the Ottoman Empire? No, I think Ottoman Empire lost. The reason this matters is because we want a fair balance between infantry and cavalry. We talked about how this works. It'll just be easier to see when we actually fight. But the important thing is we have tech now. This is output to everything. This gives us certain boosts to different things here. Oh, machine tools would be so good. I love the idea of getting machine tools. But I also want medicine, because I want to boost the supply limit. And you can also use it for colonizing, which actually doesn't matter to me that much right now. But boost to pop growth are good. A reduction to attrition is good. Or we do the boring route and keep pushing educational efficiency and try to make people as literate as possible. Or take idealism, which is a flat boost to research points. I think we'll go and take idealism. Alright, so right now we've got a bunch of cash. We can invest in projects. We could invest in other nations, but what we really need to do right now, first of all, North Rhine needs a new factory. I'd rather do that first. Which region is Nord Rhine? Okay, it's you. Okay, Nord Rhine makes a lot of coal. So Nord Rhine would be the perfect place to build a cement factory. Because you need coal for cement. Cement factories are also super cheap, by the way. We've got a full cement factory where it's actually losing a lot of money. We'll sort that later on, I hope. Okay, so these election events will fire during elections. And we can use to steer certain populations. Now, this is for the entire nation of Prussia. It's not for an individual state. We really want to push jingoism. Because jingoism is the one thing that our reactionaries love. Let's do it. Okay, let's take a quick peek and see if our national focuses are being used efficiently. We still want that 4%, and they're still working on it, so there's no reason to change that. Oh, they've changed this. So in the past, the game used to base all of its votes not on the country as a whole, but on individual states, which made the game more interesting. Oh, they're both jingoist. Shit. Oh, well. But it meant that making these choices hardly ever had an effect. So they decided to make them all countrywide, and I think it's actually smarter. Russia beat Persia. Okay, people are still pretty pissed off. But now we've got a lot more options. Right now, only the rich get to vote for the upper house. If we wanted to make it more liberal, we'd change to one of these other ones. But no one really cares about that. There's a big movement behind the censored press. Yeah. You can also always pick one of these. It almost doesn't matter, though, because it just mathematically helps determine how people vote. We'll just go first past the post. I wonder if the fact that it's not 2.2 per state is why the election events are working the way they are. Okay. We're going to go and give them the censored press. It's not as good because we can't contain Khan as well. Alright, so we should immediately see mill drop. There it goes, it dropped by 2. France and Tunis. Hanover is afraid of us. We're just going to quickly scan the spheres. We're looking for anywhere that Austria's got a really big influence. Alright, Austria. GTFO. No, let's just nuke Austria's influence here. Die. Alright, now the big thing we need to do is start building railroads. Boop. So if you hold control, by the way, it builds railroads in every province in the state. So there we go. We'll get some nice railroads running. It looked like we were about to possibly lose something here. If we want people to vote for the National Party, we need to push moralism. But again, that's also going to boost the Conservative Party. I think we're going to lose the Nationalist Party, which is a real shame. But there's not much I can do about it. Ooh, we got our first invention. Nice. Boosted tax efficiency, which means more money. As I was afraid of, the Conservatives won. Now, here's why I don't like the Conservatives so much. We can no longer build factories. Whoops. Which means I have to trust the AI to build our factories. Fortunately, we can do other things. The end of the revolution. Good. We're going to get a boost of precision. Most importantly, this should easily... Yep, militancy just collapsed. Which is what I was hoping for. We're doing very good on time. I don't know how much has happened in this episode, but this is kind of how Victoria 2 works sometimes. Yeah, we need Hanover, and we need... Okay, what is my sphere right now? Oh, we definitely need Mecklenburg. Wait, why is Mecklenburg not showing as in my sphere? That's weird. Oh, I see. Everything in yellow must be in my sphere. Okay. So we need the UK, we need Hanover, and we need Holstein. These are the two things we need. And then you'll notice we'll become a lot more powerful. So these slash marks mean that other countries are trying to influence it too. We'll have to deal with Austria's sphere at a later time, but right now we need to focus on... Annex Tunis. We get Friedrich Wilhelm II. France annex Tunis. What the hell just happened? Oh, I see what happened. Okay. How close are we to getting Hanover and Holstein? Holstein is pretty much just a matter of time. Hanover's a little bit dicier. Because Austria is getting interested. Ooh, more tax efficiency. Yes, please. Afghanistan and Bukhara went to war. Only should be 1K, by the way, not 2. Anhalt is scared of us. Hesse-Darmstadt thinks we're the greatest. In the immortal words of the brain from Futurama. Yep, we're getting more and more liberal. There's not much I can do to change that. So we've got an interesting problem right now. And that's what to do about Frankfurt am Main. And there's an easy solution. We tell Austria to get lost. Basically, so the AI is programmed that if you defend your territories aggressively enough, eventually they'll just stop trying. Ooh, no. No friendly Austria. Back to neutral. Back to cordial with you. Once a nation is friendly with another one, they can intervene in their wars. Which is obviously not ideal from our standpoint. I'm just going to discredit Austria here, just so you can see the difference. So now what'll happen is Austria will gain influence at a much lower rate. Which we can't actually... Austria, by the way, is probably going to hate our guts right now. Well, they're not happy with us, but so far they're reasonably content. That'll change, I'm sure. We haven't had any crises yet. That's interesting. Clergy slowly increasing. We're losing soldier pops. That might be something we need to deal with. Let's increase defense spending up to 65%. We'll make less money, but we will start getting more soldier pops, because I would like to expand the army. We're going to need to fight Austria almost guaranteed at some point. I would like Denmark to be my ally. Holstein is still your puppet. I should still be able to sphere Holstein, though. Once I get to the right level. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and kick Austria out. There we go. You've got to defend your sphere somewhat aggressively, especially if you play as Prussia and you're fighting Austria. Okay, things just happened. Okay, we got a boost to it. That's good. Papal States are going to fight Lucca. Dred Scott versus Sanford. This means that the USA is starting to get more and more militancy. Ooh, the US is also colonizing Canada, which is pretty cool. Brazil and Colombia have gone to war. Okay. Alright. Biologism is a very tempting target to rush for, because if you'll notice Darwinism as an invention, that's a huge boost to your educational efficiency. And I think we're going to go ahead and go for functionalism at this point. We need to start picking up other texts, but I think that'll have to come a bit later on. This past Fugitive Slave Act. Baden went bankrupt, so we could declare war on them to get money back, but it's not worth it. Chamber of Commerce, always protesting. I don't want capitalists becoming more liberal. That would actually be bad at this point. We got some more cash. Let's start investing more in railroads. So the first thing we want to do is we want to be able to get to East Prussia as quickly as we can. So here we go. Boop. And we're waiting for them to finish the railroad for everything else. As an intervention say, we can still invest in our railroads, which is always good. I'm getting Coke on my stomach. Not Coke. What you call it? How are we doing on top? We still got about 27 minutes left. Okay. So the Jefferson method is a very, very weird mathematical calculation for how people vote. It's supposed to be a weighted version of proportional representation. I see absolutely no reason to push for that, although plurality will boost our research points. We could also get prestige. And I think we're going to take prestige. How are soldier pops doing? Another tax efficiency boost, yes. Let's look at our soldiers. The general trend is still not to become soldiers. Let's deselect all pops and then pick just soldiers. There's a slight desire to promote to being a farmer. But other than that, they're kind of cool with being a soldier. We will eventually see this grow, but it's going to take some time. France wanted military access. Ethiopia went to war with Egypt. We're going to go ahead. Where is the stupid railroad view? Yeah, we're going to go to building constructions. We don't need to know which factories are being built, or more importantly, which wars. Oh, hell no. Screw you, Austria. Is Austria at war? It is at war. Oh. So let's use our spies, so to speak. Austria has 50 brigades. We have 52. 50 as well, sorry. They also have an actual navy and we don't, but that's not super relevant. If they can take a pretty hefty pounding here by France, that would be an opportune time. So right now we can actually see France is regaining their territory, but Austria is fighting there. Here's a battle, and Austria's getting its... Oh! Austria might win this one. There they go. But Lucca surrendered, so the war actually ends. Oh no, it doesn't, because Austria became the war leader. Cut Austria down to size? Is France already my ally? They won't take it because I've already got another great power, which is the UK. I'm going to go ahead and try to pump up your relations, though. I want France to like me, because if I can get France to take apart Austria, we can steal their sphere, which is an important step to becoming Germany. There we go. We got ourselves a Mexican war, too. Things are happening. The Papal States bowed out. It's just France v. Austria. No, you are not allowed to be friendly. Screw you, Austria. Hanover is very close to joining our sphere. Holstein. Where are you, Holstein? Join my sphere. Do it. Brilliant. Oh, I want France to win so badly here. Or at least just kick the crap out of them. Okay, army reforms. Anything that's less than, say, 30 or 40... Anything that's less than, like, 20,000 is getting merged. Ah, you're kind of trapped there. Oh, no, you're not. Okay. Yeah, there are spherelings, so we should have military access through them. Okay. So now we've got 3 larger... We actually have quite a few decent-sized armies. Alright. We're going to freak them out a little bit. We're going to start shifting armies toward Prussia. Because this is an opportunity we cannot afford to miss. Especially if France beats the ever-living snot out of Austria. I would like to wait till we become the North German Confederation, though. Which might happen right now. Okay, so we got our educational efficiency. We're actually going to start pushing to improve our military. Which I think means muzzle-loaded rifles. A boost organization is always nice. But yeah, this is just the obvious choice. Muzzle-loaded rifles. Why are we still not getting... Oh, do I need a certain tech? Because I should be getting... North German Confederation... Province owner must be in the Prussian sphere of influence or culture is not North German. Which North German nation is not in my sphere? Alright, let's look at the sphere of influence map. Mecklenburg is Prussian. Hanover is Prussian. Oldenburg is Prussian. Alright, let me take a look at nationality. Oh, do I not have Hesse-Darmstadt? No, I have that. Oh, Saxony! I totally forgot. We need Saxony because Saxony is North German. I could justify a war against them. But Austria is not losing badly enough. I think we're going to go after them in a little bit dirtier fashion. We're going to pump up our influence. That was the problem. I knew there was something stopping us, and Saxony was the problem. I should have been pushing for Saxony from day one. That's entirely my fault. Ooh. Ooh, stirring up some consciousness. Nice. Egypt just got its butt kicked again. Stupid me. I had such an opportunity there and I blew it. Die Wacht am Rhein. Okay. Ooh, this gives us a boost to prestige and reducing infamy. We don't have any infamy anyway, but it's always good to have this. I will take it. Come on, Saxony. Be my bestie. Württemberg just went bankrupt. Do I discredit Austria? No, I don't think we do just yet. Spain and Morocco. How is our factories going? A lot of these are not making money. Alright. I would like to give you hiring priority. I can't build any more factories, but I can at least set hiring priorities. What do we do? Alright. I can make Saxony friendly. How many brigades does Austria have? Oh my god. Okay. I know I promised we wouldn't go to war very often. But this is too good an opportunity. Oh, no, I don't have the hegemony, casus belli yet. France hasn't added any war goals. Damn it, we need Saxony. Can I declare war on Saxony to add it to my sphere? I could conquer it. This is super dodgy, though. So basically, this will force Austria to either surrender it to me. This is a very bloody way of going about it. No, I think for now we're going to keep going the diplomatic route. Yeah, they're still gaining influence faster than I am. The moment they hit 50, they're going to kick us down a step. Let's improve our relations with Saxony, actually. Things are happening that don't really bother me. Come on. Classics rediscovered. I don't want to lose prestige. Not right now. Good muzzle loaders. Yes. Let's improve our artillery too. So we'll eventually get the option to, we can just rip something. Is this worth it, though? Actually, Austria's actually adding brigades. I gotta wait until they're a bit weaker. What I can do is start adding units of my own. So right now our combat width is 27. So we divide that by 3. That means we want 9 brigades. In the front row and 9 in the back. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to just raise 7 infantry brigades and then just distribute them where we believe it is best. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll cost us some cash to raise these brigades, but it'll be worth it. Oh, we've just been discredited. That's an interesting tactic for Austria to take. You know what, jerk faces? First of all, Austria, you don't get to be friendly with Denmark. You don't have my permission. Go away. Is there any... Okay, we have 100 influence in these places. We're going to start cutting back on our influence. Oh, it actually just doesn't spend the points at that point. Oh, that's cool. So as we build up more and more and more, we'll eventually do some further damage. We've been discredited. That's not great. Damn it, we need Austria to lose, and we need them to lose quite badly. We're going to have another election here soon. A zoological garden. Nice. Citizenship. And I will push for residency. Alright. So I'm going to move you up. Do you have... Okay, that'll give you 9 brigades in front. So I'm going to go ahead and move you over to here. I will push for protectionism. Merge. Merge. Okay. Merge. You're going to be a weird army. You're going to be very... See, the thing is you're Dragoon heavy, though. And Dragoons are almost as good as regular infantry. So I think we're going to call this our first shock army. So in other words, meaning this is going to be the army that's going to be doing a lot of the offensive fighting. I'll move you here. And you three, I think, are going to start building your own army. Make a more jingoist. So with a combat width of 27, this is not 27 brigades. This should be 27,000 troops, which is 9 brigades. Otherwise, that would be silly. Screw you, Austria. Oh, damn you, Austria. You're putting up a fight for Saxony. I'm starting to get irritated now. I would very much like military plans, please. I'm getting very irritated with Austria. But they're getting stronger. I'm gonna justify war on. I don't want to conquer Saxony though. We'll do this. So the way infamy works is this: if we get caught early, we could gain at most 4 infamy, which really isn't going to affect much. And in about 154 days, we're going to get a way to declare war on Austria. Alright, so we're going to do a couple things to help prepare. First of all, and this is going to cost a lot of money in the short term, but hopefully we'll fill it up soon. We're going to spend like crazy on the army. So we're actually going to lose money for a bit. But once we've bought some of the goods we're missing, this should straighten itself out. Oh, damn. All citizens shall equal duties. Yeah, USA beat the crap out of Mexico. All they got left is Arizona among the modern states. You'll notice why we do this, by the way. You'll notice we're starting to fill up here. That's intentional. Okay, we really need a lot of artillery. That's got to be our priority. Go ahead and build 6 artillery. Because that's what we're missing to become... Oh, we got caught. Ooh, but we got a bonus to CB. Speed. Alright, we could go to war now. Because otherwise, I'll be totally honest with you, we're not going to get Saxony. Do we start a war with only 8 minutes to go? Damn it, none of our artillery pieces is ready yet. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to bum rush some of these areas. Bavaria is going to be a bit scary. Okay, if we declare war... Will any of my allies not join? Literally all of them will join. And we want Saxony. We only need to build up 20 war score. Do it! Alright. So what we need to do is we just need to grab as many easy provinces as we can. I'm going to march into Saxony here. I'm going to move here. Our right flank is open, and I don't really care. Because we need to hit Austria as quickly as we possibly can. So we're going to decrease speed. Who joined the war and who didn't? The UK joined. That was big. And here's the thing. Austria is actually mobilized. Do we want to mobilize? I don't think we want to right now. But maybe later. Okay, so a whole bunch of things are going to start happening. But let's look at this combat. So as you can see, we have... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Why is the... Oh, I was totally wrong. This is number of brigades. And they lose 20% because it's in the woods. So what'll happen is these little X's are infantry. The little slashes are cavalry and the circles are artillery. So what happens is moving, attacking a unit is like one movement basically. We're suffering a penalty because it's tough terrain, and he's got a really good leader. We also have a much larger army than he does. So we're going to watch as we hopefully destroy the Saxon army. As they lose organization. Oh, we've almost lost our artillery already. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I generally don't like throwing good money after bad, but we need to get in there. There we go. We took a lot of casualties. That was because how good that leader was. And we're starting to lose provinces here. Come on, Britain. We need you to pull your weight. And I have allies too. So that's going to be a big part of how successful we might be. Excellent. We've taken our first Austrian... Oh, that's a Saxon province. Never mind. I do not fancy fighting this Saxon army without help. Alright. And I don't think Leipzig will actually... will Saxony peace out with me? Oh, you stupid... Oh, Britain became war leader. Oh, shit. We're taking a lot of casualties because of how good their leaders are. Here's Thiessen. We're basically going to bum rush Vienna. I think if we take Vienna, we'll get enough to make a difference. So right now our war score is 2. And this is not one of the things, by the way, that's got a ticking war score, for those of you who know what that means. Oh, shit on toast. Here comes the Austrian army. And they've got Tuscany. Oh, shit. How did Tuscany get so awesome? Tuscany's mobilized. Alright, that's it. We gotta mobilize. We no longer have an option, and we're gonna convene that army right here. Okay, Carlsbad just fell. Perfect. We're going to merge these two armies together and make like one mega army. Alright, let's take Prague. Or try to take Prague anyway. Did two Sicilies? No, they joined the war. Okay. Well, we really need to speed up Austria's army. That's going to be... There's Dresden. Saxony should peace out any day now. And we just lost Liegnitz. Well, screw you, Modena. Yep, there goes Saxony. They just ended the war. That's what I figured would happen. We now have Trappau. Okay, we're going to be able to take this province too. And then we'll throw both armies at that one Austrian army. There's a lot of fighting here on my right flank. I should actually be trying to kick more of their miners out. There goes Prague. Alright, let's move south. We're going to try to hit this army. Let's try to get Tuscany out of the war. That would be a good objective. Alright, how's the war going? We're losing somehow. Oh, we must have lost a couple of battles at some point. Alright, here we go. Bam. Get him with the old pincer attack. Alright, so let's take a look at this one. So now you notice we almost have everything full. But we are taking some penalties. We really need some better leaders. Or I just need to be smarter about which leaders I send where. Oh, well. Yes, you should be definitely in this fight. I don't know why you're not. We're going to crush this army as soon as we can. I want the miners out of the war. 24,000 should be more than sufficient to take these jerks down. We still took more casualties than they did. Mostly in cavalry. And you'll notice our war score wasn't very much. Now what we need to do is keep pushing. Vienna's the key. If we can take Vienna, I think Austria will try to peace out early. Hesse-Darmstadt dropped out of the war. There we go. They took more casualties than we did because we got there first. We won the Battle of Liegnitz. That was good for a boost to war score. Now we're starting to do some damage. Because I bet most of Austria's troops are out in France. That's where I bet they are. How's the war looking? We don't need that much war score. I could add a war goal, but I'm not going to bother. Because Britain's going to be the one that gets to make peace. Krems, start taking Vienna. Excellent. We are bludgeoning them. This is not what the Prussian army is supposed to do, but this is what the Prussian army will do. Liegnitz is back. Let's march you into enemy territory. Probably actually about the point. Yep. We're gonna wait. We're gonna see if Vienna falls in this episode. I'll let the episode run a little bit long. Because I think if Vienna falls, they might just surrender. There we go. Wiped out the army. And we picked up some war score. Very nice. Die, Tuscany. Bavaria is going to drop out of the war soon. That'll be a big kick in the teeth for... Oh, snap. Here's the rest of my units. Yeah, let's just march you in. No reason not to, really. There we go. And with the fall of Vienna, I think this is a brilliant time to end the episode. So hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know how you think we're doing. This is not winning through brilliant strategy. This is bludgeoning your opponent because we have way more soldiers than they do. Because they got into war with France and we were smart enough not to. Oh, here are the British. They're helping out too. Hooray, British. But this war should get us to the North German Confederation. Maybe even the South German one too, if we're very clever. But we'll see what happens. Until next time, though, I want to thank you all for watching. This has been Avindian, and I bid you good day.